Hey guys, what's good? How are we doing today? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have another Modern Warfare 2 guide type video. It's how to unlock the Mastery Camo Orion in a week or less. This video is updated after the mid-season launch, so there are some faster ways for you to unlock certain camos in the game, especially polyatomic. We're going to be going over class setup, long shot spots, everything you need to know in order to maximize your camo grind so you could do it as fast as possible. All right, guys, so before we get into today's video, if you want to show me some support, be sure to hit that like button. If you have not done so yet, smash that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications. Also, friendly reminder, I do stream over on Twitch, so if you guys ever want to catch me live, go over there, hit the follow button. The link should be down in the description below. All right, guys, so with all of that out of the way, let's get into it. All right, guys, so the way this is going to work is I'm going to talk about all the primary base weapons except for melee and launchers, because all the other weapons have the same camo challenges for gold, platinum, polyatomic. So we'll touch on those first, and then we'll do launchers and melee weapons after that. So in terms of camo challenges for all the primary base weapons, I'm not going to touch on the 4 specific camos for each weapon because those are pretty self-explanatory. Like some are ADS kills, kills from behind, double kills. I know some are prone, some are mounted. You can just do those on your own. I would suggest doing 6v6. Hard point domination, those would be the best for those. So when we're getting into talking about gold camos for the base weapons, it is 3 kills without dying 10 times. That is pretty self-explanatory, but I'm going to give you a couple tips to help you out staying alive, get these 3 kills without dying. So to start off, we'll just talk about like a basic class setup. I'm going to use the M4 as an example, but you can kind of get the gist of the attachments I'm using. So you can put it on your own specific class no matter what the gun is. So if we're trying to get 3 kills without dying, you're not going to necessarily be running and gunning the entire time unless like that's really your preferred playstyle. So you'd want to build it out more of like a sit back, not necessarily sit in one spot, but just kind of play the long range game. So for the M4, I would definitely just put a standard dot sight on there because you're not going to be too far away. I like having the ADS speed attachment, just because sometimes the ADS speed in this game, the guns can be kind of slow. And then in terms of the barrel, some guns you don't really need to put barrels on them because they're pretty good without it. But for the M4, I know that the 419 EXF barrel, that's a pretty good one to use. It does slow your ADS speed, but like I said, you're going to be playing a little bit more laid back, so you stay alive for 3 kills. Magazine size, I would suggest a 45 round. On 6v6, you don't really need the largest mag size, so you can either do 45 round or just keep it at 30 depending on other attachments you want. And then I would definitely suggest having the high velocity rounds on here because they help out a lot with bullet velocity. And then you can also tune it to add damage range like this, max the bullet velocity out as well. And this is a pretty good setup. If it's too slow for you, I could say you take the 45 round mag off. That would automatically make it faster, and then maybe throw the X10 grip, like sprint to fire ADS speed. So this is kind of like a build I would use if I was trying to play a little bit more of a casual play style, so I wouldn't be dying all the time, not as aggressive. Now, in terms of other things you want to have in your loadout if you're going for 3 kills without dying for gold camos, is for tacticals, I like using flash grenades just because they are so overpowered in this game. You can get a lot of easy kills if you flash a player in the right spot. Lethal does not matter as much. I just like using semtexes. Drill charges are probably the next best thing you can use. Now perks, the perk package that I suggest using if you are trying to stay alive is I like using double time just for faster movement speed. Bomb squad, you can take double time off and put battle harden on if you are dying to flashes and stuns a lot, but to be honest, battle harden does not really do that much. So I don't even think it's worth using. So I use bomb squad and double time. You can also maybe use tracker if you want. Now this bonus perk is cold-blooded, especially if people are calling in harriers or stuff like that. This will help you not just randomly die to something that's in the air above you. And then for the final perk, ghost, that's so you stay off the radars, and especially if you're on like a 2-kill streak, you need that 1 more kill, someone calls in the UAV. Having ghost will definitely help keep you alive for that. So this is the perk setup I suggest using. And then in terms of field upgrades, either dead silence or munitions box. Munitions box is a must because sometimes if you're on a kill streak and you run out of ammo, you're going to need to get 1 more kill with that weapon. So having the munitions box will help you retain your ammo supply. We talked about the kind of loadout you would want if you're going for these 3 kills without dying. In terms of game modes that you are going to want to play, Definitely not shipment. I mean, you could get lucky and get some 3 pieces on there before you die, but you die every other second on this game mode. So what I would suggest is hop into quick play, go over to the filter, and then have everyone unchecked except headquarters and domination. No, sorry, not headquarters. Hard point and domination. The other game modes are not that great, especially if you want to play a longer match. And with domination and hardpoint, the spawns will be a little bit more steady. In games like Kill Confirmed and Team Deathmatch, the spawns can get pretty all over the place. So you'll have a lower chance in domination and hardpoint of someone spawning behind you and just shooting you in the back without you even realizing it. So I would definitely suggest domination, hardpoint, put on the filters, go into quick play, and then that is what you'll want to do if you're going for the gold camos. The maps don't really matter. I would say some maps that are easier to stay alive in is definitely Tarag, Embassy, and the market map, especially if you sit back on the market map and just watch the center lane. That can be a pretty easy one. Like I said, while you're doing this, you're not going to want to play a super aggressive play style. Kind of just sit back around the edges of the map. Don't necessarily stay in one spot and camp your ass off, because players will come find you if you kill them and you're still in the same spot. So I would say get a kill, start making your way around the edges of the map, and just try your best to stay alive. Use your dead silence if you have it. And yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. Just don't die. All right, guys. So next up, we are going to go over the platinum camo challenge. And this is long shots. This probably is the one that will take you the longest, even though it still does not take that long. This is definitely the one that will take you the longest out of gold, platinum, and polyatomic for the base weapons. So for long shots, I did have a video out where I go over some spots that are really good for long shots, but I will re-mention them in this video. Before we get into maps for long shots, we'll go over a class setup for you to use. So it's going to be different than the gold one, because you're going to be doing gunfights at way longer range. So this is something that you would want to do for your gun if you were going for long shots. So what I did is I always used a VLK 4.0 optic. It does give you a very small sniper glint, but that honestly wasn't an issue for me. So I would put that on and then go into tuning, and at the bottom put it all the way to far. This will give you way less sight sway when you are ADS. Next, for the laser, instead of the ADS speed, I would like to have the aiming stability, just because you are going to be sitting in ADS pretty hard. You're not really going to be moving, so having the aiming stability will help you hit more precise shots. For the barrel, you can honestly just keep this barrel on, or just in general have the barrel for your gun that gives you the most damage range bullet velocity, because you need the most range as you can. So and if you go to tuning, if it has damage range as an option, always max it out for this one. In terms of the ammunition, you're going to keep the high velocity rounds on. This will help you a lot. This is probably the most important attachment for long shots. And like I did, you want to have damage range and bullet velocity maxed out in the weapon tuning for that. And finally, the last attachment you would want to put on is go to the muzzle and then put on whichever suppressor gives you the most damage and range. So for this one, it would be the Echoless 80. You put that on and go to tuning and then max the bullet velocity out for that. This is kind of the setup I would use for any gun in general if I was going for long shots. The main theme here is just max out your damage range and bullet velocity as much as possible, and then have whatever sight on that you would want to use that is a decently zoomed in sight so you can hit your shots easier. All right, so in terms of game modes that you would want to play for long shots, now this originally this wasn't in the game, but it is now, so it's a lot easier. If you go down to tier 1 for multiplayer, this is basically hardcore. It's like realism mode, basically the same as hardcore. People have very, very low health, so this is what you're going to want to do for long shots, because you can just one or two bullet people from long shot distance with most weapons in this game apart from SMGs. So if you go to filter, do the same thing we did for the last one, except I would suggest only playing hard point for long shots. I tried playing domination for a few guns, and it just wasn't. I was getting way more consistent long shots in hardpoint. I can't really explain it. I think some people tend to camp in one spot more on domination, so you can get challenged off your long shot spots easier on domination. So hardpoint, I was dying less, so I would just all around suggest playing hardpoint for long shots. If you want to play domination, you can, but that's just my 2 cents. Now, in terms of maps that you want to do long shots on, this is probably the most important part because certain maps are a lot better for long shots than others. You will be wasting your time playing certain maps. So the maps that you're going to want to focus on in tier 1 is Al Bagra Fortress, El Asilo, Mercado, Las Almas, Embassy, and Tarag. These maps are 100% the best maps to get long shots on, and I am going to now show you the best spots to go on each of these maps, and they will be great for long shots. They are 100% tested, verified. These are banger spots. Guys, so we are going to be starting on the Fortress map, and from my experience, both sides have some pretty good long shot spots. They're kind of the same spots. But if you're on this side, you want to stand under this archway. And if you are right where you can start to see this upper window here, that is a long shot range for every gun minus sniper rifles. So you can sit here for long shot range. Anytime someone pops in there, you're going to need to have a fast reaction time shoot there. And then if you sit farther back, and if anyone comes under that archway on top of that staircase right there, that is also long shot distance. So now basically, if you're on the other side, the same exact spots, kind of the shots that you were shooting at are the shots that you're going to want to go to if you're on this side. So under this archway, looking at that archway down there, shoot there. And then if you are in this building, get up in this window and then just stand right at the edge as far back as possible and then ADS that archway. Also, sometimes people like to go up there on the railing all the way back in the spawn. You can shoot there for long shot distance as well. All right, guys, so next map we're doing is El Asilo, and this is another banger map for long shots. So if you are on this side of the map, you're going to want to stand up on this hill back here, and then people come around that side of the building all the time. And then if you stand by this tree, you can shoot people coming around that corner. And then people will also be coming up there, so you can shoot people all the way from up here. This is probably the best spot on the map for long shots. So that's why I also suggest playing hardpoint, is because you can switch spawn sides pretty easily on hardpoint. So you can try and get over here. Even if your team is spawning over on that side at one point, you will be guaranteed to spawn over here eventually. So always try and get up on this hill. If you spawn on that side, like I said on the last map, just go to the spots that you're basically shooting at from up here. So go down there, try and challenge people that are up on this hill, go over there, or try and go around the corner right there and then shoot over here. Pretty easy. Next map we got is Embassy. This is another good one for long shots. So if you are spawning on this side of the map behind the big main building, you can get on these planter headies, and then people will go up there all the time or peek around that wall right there. This is probably one of the most popular long shot spots on this map. And like I said, if you spawn on that side, just go up there, aim down over here, or mount on that wall over there, and then aim at this planter heady, because people will come here all the time. If you're not getting as good success right there, you can try and lay down right here and then ADS across to people coming down through the parking lot. It's also a good spot. Then if you are on the other side of the map, if you are not getting good shots on that side, you can come over here and then ADS that wall, because people coming from the spawn all the way behind that building come around that corner all the time. That is long shot range. Or you can sit on the front hood of this van, crouch, and then just ADS down this long pathway, shoot people coming around from the other side. Guys, next map we got is Mercado Las Almas. This is a great one for long shots. So if you're on this side of the map, you've probably seen players up here. You lay down on top of this RV and then ADS across the center lane, shoot people coming up on that heady, or people will try and sit behind this van over there, hit them off that heady. This is a really good spot. If you're getting shot off here, you can try and stand back here behind this planter, same exact thing. And then if you are on the other side, like I said, go up in those spots and then try and shoot people that are up here. In tier 1 on this map, players will always be going for long shots. So you always have people to challenge against. You're just going to have to really try and be the first one to shoot. All right, guys, so last map we got is Tarag. This is probably the biggest map in the game, super open. So obviously it's going to be good for long shots. There are multiple spots on this map that you can get for long shots. And this is also a really good one if you're playing hard point. The hard point is viewable from like so many long shot spots. So the first spot you can try going on is up on this roof of this like little shack in the back of the map. You can see people that are up in that building. People will be spawning behind there. That's long shot range. Sometimes the hard point will go over there. You can shoot that for long shot range. This is one of the best spots in the map. Now the building on the other side of the map that I pointed at a few seconds ago, this is another great spot on this map for long shots. You can see almost every spawn location in the map from this second level of this house. So just honestly, just keep looking at every spawn area, look at where the hard point is. The only issue with this spot is that players tend to get pretty annoyed when you kill them multiple times from up here, so they'll start coming after you. But maybe I would put a claymore down at the staircase, or if you die in here, just go to another long shot spot because there's multiple spots. And then lastly, if you are in this back spawn area of the map, you can come up in this like destroyed building right here. You can see in that building if players are coming up from over there, you can get them if someone's on that roof. Or if you want a higher like viewpoint, you can step up on this ledge and then see over there like that. All right, so moving on from platinum, that was the long shots, those maps and the attachments we went over should make getting long shots very easy. Just remember, play tier 1 easy. So moving on to polyatomic, we got the challenge is 25 headshots with the gun you are using. This one is pretty self-explanatory. It's probably the easiest one out of gold, platinum, and polyatomic. So if you were trying to go for polyatomic, what I would suggest is to build your weapon out mainly for speed, and whatever you build you think would give you the best possible chance of hitting headshots. So I'll just go over the personal build that I used for most guns. I put a dot sight on the gun so I could just aim for the head a little bit easier. ADS speed laser, and I didn't use a barrel unless I thought the gun moved too slow. Then I would put the movement speed ADS barrel on it. But for the M4 specifically, I didn't even use a barrel. Take muzzle off because that slows you down a lot. Ammunition, I had the high velocity rounds. I had standard mag size because the higher mag sizes slow you down a lot. Rear grip, I used the Sprintifire ADS X10 grip. And then stock, I went the buffer tube stock. Most of my attachments were just to make me as fast as possible, especially because a lot of the guns, even if you have these ADS speed attachments on, the recoil is not that bad. And then once you have your gun built out the way you want it to, you just play shipment 24/7, baby. It's a really easy game mode to get headshots in and just run around, aim for the head, rinse and repeat. I was getting one gun polyatomic per game. All right, guys, so that is it for the base weapons, including the pistols. So now let's move on to the launchers and melee weapon. All right, so let's start with launchers. So when talking about launcher camos, the individual camo that you have to unlock before gold for all the launchers are kills, I believe, 40 kills. So that's pretty self-explanatory. Definitely just play shipment 24/7 for that. That's definitely going to be the easiest map for you to get launcher kills on, and just keep doing that until you unlock the challenge for gold. And then gold is get 2 kills without dying 5 times. My advice for that is just to either play shipment or shoot house. Shipment will be a lot more running your luck to try and get a double kill off your first rocket, because most of the time on shipment you're probably going to die before you get the second rocket off, unless you shoot with the Joker. That should be an easy double kill, triple kill on that small map. Now for gold, for the Joker specifically, there is a really easy glitch that you can do to give you insanely easy Joker kills. I'm not going to recreate it in this video, but I already do have a video out on the glitch. It's like a 2-minute video, super short. I'll put it up in the right-hand corner right now. Definitely watch that video. You should be able to get a gold Joker in like 1 game or 2 games on shipment if you do this glitch with it. In terms of the platinum challenge for launchers, it is destroy 15 enemy kill streaks, equipment, or vehicles with the Pila. I would suggest not doing shipment for this, mainly because it's going to be really hard to try and shoot some of these kill streaks down on that small map because you're going to be constantly getting shot at. So what I would suggest, if you wanted to go for kill streaks, equipment, or vehicles, you can play a ground war or invasion, because people call in a lot of UAVs on those 2 game modes. So you can just sit in the back of your spawn and shoot UAVs down like crazy. But for a gun like the Strela, that might be a little bit harder to shoot UAVs down. So you're going to have to restrict yourself to like counter UAVs or player equipment or stuff like that. So if you are trying to get mainly the Strela platinum, it's going to be hard. Like I said, I would definitely suggest putting the spotter perk on because it lets you spot enemy equipment, field upgrades, and kill streaks through walls. So that'll give you a way easier chance to shoot things down that aren't like UAVs up in the sky. And then maybe just wait for people to call in Harriers or chopper gunners out. Those will be easy things for you to shoot out of the sky. Now, finally, for the polyatomic challenge for launchers, it is get 15 double kills. And as you can see, I didn't do it with the Strela, but I still have Orion. So what I would suggest for the double kills with the launchers, you can easily get the RPG double kills done on shipment. That will take you almost no time at all. And then if you don't want to do the other 3 launchers to get double kills, because it can be pretty hard, you can just get your DLC weapons polyatomic. There's more than, I think there's 3 or 4 DLC weapons in the game now. So if you don't want to do the other 3 launchers for the double kills, you can just get those guns polyatomic and that will count, and you won't have to get the launchers polyatomic. So instead of getting the Strela polyatomic, I went and got the DLC SMG, the Boss P polyatomic instead. So if you want to save yourself some time, I highly suggest doing that. Finally, moving on to the last weapon class, we're going to talk about the melee weapons, which is the Riot Shield and the Combat Knife. So for the Riot Shield, for the camo challenges, it's 2 kills without dying 10 times for gold, and then 2 kills within 10 seconds for platinum, and then 10 kills from behind for polyatomic. So for gold, I would just 2 kills without dying 10 times. You could try doing it shipment. That could be easy. It could be hard. It really just depends on the lobby you get. You could try and sit in one of the crates and wait for players to spawn in front of you. That could be a strategy. If you're finding shipment pretty hard, I would suggest shoot house. It's a lot easier to stay alive on that map. You could try playing tier 1 because it would be a 1-hit kill, but sometimes it's harder to stay alive on that. All right, now real quick, I thought I would just show you what I was talking about with the Riot Shield if you want to do it on shipment. So there are these crates all around the map that you can actually go into, and a lot of the times these are spawn locations for players. So what I would suggest, especially if you're going for kills behind the back, kind of like sit in corners of the crates, wait for an enemy to like run through here. 80% chance he's probably going to be weak because he got shot already. And then as they run by, just try and get the melee on him. Some of these other crates aren't as good. Like this one, it's not going to be as good because a lot of the times players will run in here and they'll see you and they'll shoot you. So I would suggest crates that have double entryways like this one, or if you go into it, I call this one the bitch crate in the center of the map. You can sit in here because you're kind of hidden pretty well, and especially if a player runs in here like while he's getting shot at, he won't necessarily notice you. So there, especially in Modern Warfare 2019, I sat in here and with my Riot Shield, and players would run in, sit here like trying to recuperate, and then you're all the way back here and you can just creep up on them like a ninja and melee them in the back, get the easy behind the back kill. So if you're struggling with the behind the back kills, try doing some methods like that. You just got to play a little ratty. It's what you got to do, man. Now the knife challenges are exactly the same as the Riot Shield. So 2 kills without dying 10 times, 2 kills within 10 seconds, and then 20 kills from behind. I would suggest definitely just doing all of these on shipment. You can get it done insanely fast on shipment. The knife's a lot easier than the Riot Shield, and you're just running around super fast. The one thing I would suggest doing to help you stay alive while you do that is to put smoke grenades on. That'll help you be able to run through the smoke. Players won't see you and you can get easy kills, especially on shipment. The smoke grenade will take up a good portion of the map. So definitely use that. It will help you get the kills pretty fast. All right, guys, so this brings us to the end of this updated Mastery Camo Grind video. Remember, if you found it helpful whatsoever, leave a like, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications. If there are any super helpful tips that I did not mention in this video that you think could help other players out, also definitely leave it down below in the comments so you can help other players out, especially if it's like super important. I left it out. Definitely leave it down below. All right, so I hope you guys have a dope rest of your day. Remember, stay blessed, not stressed out there. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.